I'm Jingwei. I'm the guy gonna interview today.
Hi, Captain Yeo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
so
you.
happy to be here.
So first of all, just tell me about yourself.
Well, I began working in this field, child welfare, about 10 years ago. I'm really passionate about working with young people inside systems of care because they don't often get the opportunity to have a diversity of staff and young people to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
I also took the extra step by becoming a major in this area as a major in ethnic studies, which would serve me to specifically work with the population. I'm an ethnic studies major, but to work with the population of young people who are in child welfare around sexuality and sexual experiences they may have. And I saw you have the Seed Change program, which is really what I'm interested in most.
Okay, so I see you are applying a case manager. So what do you think, what kind of managerial skill you have to support this position?
Well, I've been through hours and hours of training over the course of the last decade, building up my toolkit, what I like to call my toolkit of all the things that I'm able to do with young people and all the skills that I have. And that includes organizational skills, being able to build rapport with young people, which I know that's a key part of case management, is that you have to be able to engage with the young people on your caseload. In addition to that, I like to go to my supervisor for support in order to make sure that I'm on track for my professional goals and can stay up to speed and the skills that are needed for this profession is always changing.
Sounds good. So nowadays, a lot of people like going some technique majors such as mathematics and chemical, and some people went to the business school. I'm wondering why you choose your ethics studies as your major.
I chose ethnic studies as my major because it's a technology that not a lot of people have the skill of, which is technology of people, in particular adolescents. Ethnic studies is that revolutionary practice of, it would apply to any major to go in and make sure that they're ethical in the work, in the ways that they, either get their product made or have their product established in the world. For me, my option is gender and sexualities and communities of color. So for me, it's more important that I have the work that I do in my personal life and professional life also relates to the things that I've become educated in.
Okay. So do you have any short-term goals?
Excuse me?
Short-term goals, like.
Short-term goals. Yes, short-term goals. I do have some short-term goals. One would be to get this position, and to really master what it is that I would be doing as a case manager. In addition to that, I plan on graduating in June. I also have a short-term goal to start playing badminton again. I really am passionate about badminton as well. It's one of my key interests that I like to take up, and I want to get my backhand serve down.
That's great. So, what do you think your weakness is?
What are my weaknesses? I think my weaknesses are, being impressed with the challenge of when a young person brings you something that you can't really deal with. I know you work with young people who are CSEC, and for me, sometimes it can get triggering to not be able to give the young person all that they need, or be able to extend, my entire life and just invest in them as best I can. And when you see young people fail, I think that I think that's a weakness in myself, and I have to break away from attaching, my own, how I view my own self and my work, and sometimes the ways in which that young people might react, because it may not necessarily be.
Okay, so the last question is that, what is the most exciting things that you think you're going to get from our company?
I think the most exciting thing I might get from your company is being as part of West Coast Children's Clinic, where they're all about children, where they all only want to work on children's goals and actually help young people survive the child welfare system. In particular, I'm really psyched about working with Seed Change and being a case manager to some of these young people who may identify as LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, and also may also be CSEC, which is commercially sexually exploited children. Those young people in that population are, so vulnerable to our society, rather than having the opportunity to have a nourishing home, a family that's thriving, or set their sights and goals on something that's realistic rather than being exploited.
Okay, great. So it's gonna be all today. Okay, thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.